Hello, students. This time, I am going to present another example. So this example is quite different based sa ating previous examples, no? Because example number 1 and number 2, it's all about maximizing. But this time, we are going to minimize the cost, no? Minimizing na tayo. So we have here a problem. Let me read it to you. Kelly or Rashawn is mixing two types of food. We have brand X and brand Y for his dog. So I have a dog doon, no? So yeah, I'm going to mix two types of food. If each serving is required to have 60 grams of protein and 30 grams of fat, where brand X has 15 grams of protein and 10 grams of fat and costs 80 cents per unit, and also brand Y contains 20 grams of protein and 5 grams of fat and cost 50 cents per unit. Now, how much of each type should be used to minimize the cost? So again, this time we are going to tackle minimization. Yeah, minimize the cost of, okay. Wait lang. Yan. Okay, so let's start, no? This is for brand X and this is for brand Y. And this is the cost, no? Again, that is the cost. This is the cost rather. This is for, let's have the protein. Now, unahin natin yung protein. Then this is for the fat. Minimize. Okay? For brand X daw, the protein is 15 grams. Yeah, 15 grams. And for, oh wait, there's something wrong with my equation. Okay, tama pala. For brand Y, yeah, sorry. For brand X, tama na. 15 grams of protein. So here, 15. And for brand Y, contains 20 grams, no? 20 grams sa brand Y. So 20 dito. Then for the fat naman, for brand X, 10 grams of fat. There are 10 grams of fat. So 10. Tama pala. Then for brand Y, we have 5 grams of fat. So 5 dito. Then take note, it was stated here that if each serving is required to have 60 grams of protein, so 60 dito, and then 30 grams of fat, 30 din dito. The question, the cost per unit, no, for brand X is 80 cents, no? For brand X, no, it's 80 cents. You know, brand X has 15 grams of protein and 10 grams of fat and cost 80 cents per unit. When we say 80 cents per unit, that's 0.80. Again, naka-dollars kasi ito, no? So, naka-dollars. So, again, ha, it's 0.80, no? Next, brand Y contains 20 grams of protein, dara? 5 grams of fat, ito, and cost 50 cents per unit. So, 50 din dito. Now, ito na yung table natin. And based on the table, we can create, no, our linear model. But before that, let's proceed to step 2. Wait, 50 cents, 0.50. Nakalimot, 0.50. Again, 0.50 kay cents man. Cents. Now, let's step 2. Okay, let's have the X, no? X is for brand X, no? And Y for brand Y. Na lang, para diretso na lang tayo. Again, X for brand X and Y for brand Y. Now, let's formulate the objective function. Our objective is to minimize the cost. Again, our objective is to minimize the cost. So min yung, hindi max ha, min yung ilagay natin. Minimize the cost. We have the symbol for cost is C. The symbol for cost is C, so is equal to 0.80x plus 0.50y. We're going to minimize the cost, no, para mas makatipid daw si Kelly. So after the step 3, we can formulate the constraints. Sir, there are 2 variables involved, sir. And there are also 2, how many possible constraints do we have? We also have 3 possible constraints, including the non-negativity constraints. Again, there are 3 constraints, including the non-negativity. Pero kung di natin i-apply si non-negativity, dalawa lang sila. So we are going to create the constraints, no? Let's have this one first. And this one is for the second. Yan. Let's create equation inequalities, no? Again, let's create inequalities. Now, brand x is x, so 15x plus 20y. Anong sinabi ko last time? Pag minimize, the symbol that we are going to use is greater than or equal to. Again na, pag minimize, ang symbol natin gagamitin na inequality is greater than or equal to. Pero pag maximize, it's less than or equal to. Again, pag minimize, greater than or equal to 2, greater than or equal to, rather, pag pag minimize, again, greater than or equal to, pag maximize, less than or equal to. Yan yung take note ninyo. Minimize man tayo ngayon, so the symbol that I used is greater than or equal to. Same din dito. So let's create a constraint or the inequality equation. 10x plus 5y. Yes, the symbol is greater than or equal to, and then 30. And then this is the negativity constraints here. So we have completed, no? So let's create our linear programming model. Our objective function is minimum. Then the equation is ito, the cost, minimizing the cost. Our constraints are subject to, these are our constraints. And then another constraints we have here. Oh, wait lang. Okay, of course, lastly, it's up to you. Ito ba yung ilalagay nyo lahat? But yeah, we should include the non-negativity constraints. Again, we should include the non-negativity constraints. So ito lang yung ilalagay ko. But there, hindi ito itong dalawa, or basta it's up to you. Ano yung pipiliin nyo? And this time, we are going to solve this one. Again, we are going to solve this one. So these are our linear programming model together with the objective function at saka the constraints, no? Sir, ang process, sir, ba parehas lang dahil sa maximizing, the maximization problem? Yes, similar lang sila ng solving. Again, similar lang sila ng solving. But again, take note, this is minimizing, this is minimization. Okay, let's proceed to virtual whiteboard. This is the linear programming model. Okay? Ang rules, sir, the same lang sila, sir. Yes, similar lang. Okay? Apply natin yung natin, 'di ba, yung first constraint. Then let x is 0, same lang. Then later, let y is equal to 0 na naman. Again, let y is equal to 0. So here, let's solve our equation. First constraint, 15x plus 20y. Then, di ba, kailangan natin siya i-change into equal, di ba? Change natin siya into equal. Let x is 0. Yan, let x is 0. So you have 20y na lang is equal to 60. Divide both sides by 20. Divide both sides by 20. So y is 3. So we can create an ordered pair or point. We have 0, 3. For the second constraint, you have 10x plus 5y is equal to 30. Let x is 0, so 10 times 0 plus 5y is equal to 30. Combine like terms, multiply rather. Multiply, and then 5y is equal to 30 na lang yung maiwan. Yes, 0, diba? 10 times 0 is 0, plus 5y, 5y na lang. Divide both sides by 5, y is 6. And we have an ordered pair, 0, 6. Next, let's proceed to let y is equal to 0. Again, let y is 0. Dito sa kabila, let y is 0. So, yun, same equation. 15x plus 20y is equal to 60. And let y is equal to 0. So, 20 times 0 is equal to 60. So, 15x is equal to 60. Divide both sides by 15. Divide both sides by 15. X is 4. So we can have an ordered pair of 4, 0. Now, for sa kabila naman, 10x plus 5y is equal to 30. We have here 10x plus 5 times 0 is equal to 30. 10x plus x is equal to 30 na lang yung maiwan kasi 5 times 0 is 0. Divide both sides by 10. Divide both sides by 10. X is 3. So we have the unordered pair of 3, 0. Now, sir, saan dyan yung pipiliin namin as one of the corner points? One of the corner points. Sir, by the way, sir, sa minimization, sir, sa minimizing, sir, how many corner points do we have? There are 3 corner points lang for minimizing, no? Again, if dalawa yung constraints mo, there are 3 corner points. Unlike sa maximization, sa maximizing, sa dalawang constraints, there are 4 corner points. Kasi kasali doon si 0, 0 yung nasa ordered pair. Sa origin, rather. Again ha, kasali si 0, 0 yung nasa origin. But this time, for minimization or minimizing problem, hindi kasali si 0, 0. Again ha, walang 0, 0 sa minimization. Sir, then ang process kanina, sir, sa maximizing, pipiliin namin yung maliit. Tama, di ba? We are going to choose kung sino yung mas maliit, di ba? Kesa sa... Wait lang, let me check. Tama ba yung maliit yung pinili natin? Wait lang. Yes. Correct, no? Ang pinili natin is yung mas maliit, di ba? Kanina we have chosen yung sino yung mas maliit, siya yung pipiliin for the corner points. For maximization yon. Again, for maximization. But this time, hindi. We are going to choose the pinakamalaki, no, for maximization. Again, we are going to choose yung pinakamalaki for maximization. So in this problem, yung pipiliin natin for ditong dalawa, ito, sino mas malaki? 3 o 6? 6 yung mas malaki. That means x ito, check ito. 0, 6 is one of the corner points for minimizing. Again, now for minimizing, pipiliin nyo yung mas malaki. For maximizing, piliin yung mas maliit. Sa kabila naman, sa baba, mas malaki ito kesa nito. Yan. So, our corner points, no? Our corner points are the following. Kulangan pa ng isa. Kulangan pag isa, no? We have 4, 0. At saka 0, 6. And then, kulangan pa ng isa. Sir, ano yung isang corner points ng minimization? Of course, the intersection between, ano yung isa? The intersection between constraints. Again, kailangan natin makuha yung intersection between constraints. Yan, again, kailangan natin makuha yung intersection between constraints. The same rin yung process natin gagawin. We are going to solve for x and y, no? These are our constraints, the two inequalities. Ito yung dalawa. Isa, ito 10x plus 5y. So again, I've mentioned kanina that it's up to you what technique are you going to use. Kasi there are a lot of ways on how to solve this one. We have elimination method, we have the substitution method, at saka any method will do. Okay, so in my case, I will do I am going to will use the elimination method. But before that, paano ko siya i-eliminate kung hindi sila parehas? Take note, the operation is plus. So I need to multiply this one by -4. Again, I need to multiply this one by -4. Sir, bakit yan yung napili mo? Para ma-eliminate ko yung 20. Okay? Para ma-eliminate ko yung 20y. So observe ninyo, 15x plus 20y is equal to 60. Then ito, -4, is negative 40x. Then minus 20y. O diba, makancel na ang 20. Then negative 120. The operation is plus. Yes, makancel na siya because, kaya nga nag-multiply ako -4. Kasi in my thinking kasi na, I need to eliminate y para mas easy. Again, I need to eliminate y para mas easy. So that means we have, wait lang, calculate na ako ha. Okay, 15x plus -40 is -25. Is equal to -60. Divide both sets by -25, -25. So your x is -60 divided by -25. We have, calculate ko muna ha. The answer is 12/5 or 2.4. Again, the answer is 12/5 or 2.4. So we will use this x, no? We will use this x. So para makita natin yung y. Then kamo na magpili anong equation yung gagamitin ninyo. Again, it's up to you anong equation na gagamitin ninyo para ma-solve si y, no? So I will use the second equation. So again, na kayo na magpili kung ano yung equation na pipiliin ninyo. Akin, pinili ko yung second equation. Substitute 10x. Our x is 2.4. Plus 5y is equal to 30. So 10 times 24, 2.4 rather, is 24. Again, 24 ito, plus 5y equals 30. Combine like terms, 5y is equal to 24 minus, 30 minus 24. Diba? 5y is equal to 6. Divide both sides by 5, divide both sides by 5. Y is equal to 6/5 or 1.2. That means the intersection between two constraints is rather, again, the intersection between two constraints is 2.4 and 1.2. So I will include this one dito sa ating corner points. So we already complete our corner points. Yan. We have 3 corner points. Again ha, in minimization, tapos 2 constraints, no? Again ha, 2 constraints excluding the non-negativity. Again ha, in minimization problem, if there are 2 constraints involved, tapos hindi natin siya isali yung the non-negativity, there are 3 corner points. Hindi kasali si 0, 0. For maximization naman, kasali si 0, 0, kaya naging 4 sila kanina. Di ba napansin niyo 0, 0 kasali siya. Sige. Let's substitute everything, no? Yeah, let's substitute everything. We will use the our objective function is okay. Our objective function is wait, pula man. Our objective function we have here, C is equal to 0.80x plus 0.50y. Ito yung objective function natin. Yan. Then, let's substitute everything at point. Tatlo man sila, no? Tatlo lang sila. Again, tatlo lang sila na corner points at point 40. We have here, ito. Copy-paste ko na lang. 0.80 times 4 plus 0.50y. 50 times 0 rather, 0. Wait lang. Yan. The answer is yan ang answer ani. 3.2. Again, it's 3.2. 3.2 yung sagot natin dito. Pag at point naman, at point 0.06, so substitute lang natin 0.80 times 0 plus 0.50 times 6. The answer is 3.0. Again, 3.0 yung sagot. Pero pag at point, at point 2.4 and 1.2, the cost is 0.80 times 2.4 plus 0.50 times 1.2. The answer is, wait lang ha, 0.8. Okay, the answer is 2.52. Again, the answer is 2.52. 2.52 daw yung sagot natin dito. So, since this is minimizing the cost, again ha, since this is minimizing the cost, alin dito yung pinakamaliit? Again, sa kanilang tatlo, sa tatlong corner points dito, sino yung magkaka-arrive ng maliit na sagot? The answer is ito. Ito yung sagot natin because ito yung pinakamaliit, 2.52. For minimization, pipiliin niyo yung maliit na value for cost. For maximization, pipiliin niyo yung mas malaki, yung pinakamalaki. So, dito, since minimization man ito, minimizing, we are going to choose yung 2.52 kasi maliit man siya. Okay? So, and this is now my solution. I-copy ko lang ito ha. Okay, let's go back to our Microsoft Word. And solve. So, in this problem, wait lang ha. So, we have here the problem, no? The cost is the minimum. Again, the cost is the 2.52 is the minimum. So, Kelly orasyon. Okay. Kelly orasyon. Ibuhaton ako. Sa itong problem na to, mag-vibe ako. I should mix the eye, sorry. Okay. Okay. Kelly orasyon should mix 2.4 grams of protein. Ay, mali. 2 grams of brand X and 1.2 grams of grams of brand Y. Again, acceleration should mix 2.4 grams of brand X and 1.2 grams of from brand X. Mali ang preposition. And 1 to 2 grams from brand Y. Okay? And for the graph, sige, let's have the graph, no? Let's proceed to Desmos, no? Again, let's proceed to desmos.com. So you can create the graph, no? Through Desmos. Isulat lang natin yung dalawang constraints natin doon. Again, through Desmos, isulat natin yung dalawang constraints. Sige. So let me share to you the graph. Ito yung graph natin. Yan. As you can see, this is the point of intersection. The point of intersection we have is 2.4 and 1.2. Yan. Then, yung constraints natin ito, this one, it's the 06, no? 06. At saka, let's have the corner points. The 3 corner points, we have this one. 40. Yan. So, kung makita yung points nyo dyan, ito yung mga points natin, mga corner points natin. Yan. Okay, so ito yung graph natin, no? Yan, so let me screenshot this one. Okay. Let's go back to my Microsoft Word. The graph, ito. So, intersection is 2.4, then 1.2. Substitute this point to the objective function, then you will get the minimum cost. Again, you will get the minimum cost. So, save ko ito ha, kasi ipapasa ko, isisend ko to sa inyo. Okay. So again ha, i-take note nyo lang, sa minimum, the symbol that we are going to use is greater than or equal to. Then there are only 3 corner points. Again, there are only 3 corner points. Next, ano pa? Sa minimum, sa ano ha, in substituting the corner points, no? Again, in substituting the corner points, you are going to choose yung pinakamaliit. Okay, pinakamaliit kasi minimization man. Again, minimization man tayo, so pinakamaliit yon. Pero pag maximization, yung pinakamalaki, pipiliin niyo. So that's all. Thank you so much for listening. So this file will be posted